Dank der modularen Bauweise der Micro-LED-Displays ist jetzt eine flexible Anpassung an unterschiedliche Raumumgebungen möglich. So kann der Kunde in Zukunft sich für zusätzliche Module entscheiden und das Display so individuell an seinen Raum anpassen. So ist es natürlich auch möglich, wie ihr jetzt hier in dem Video sehen könnt, das Display auch an unkonventionelle Formate wie zum Beispiel 9:3, 1:7 oder 5:1 anzupassen. Je nachdem, was der Raum hergibt und gegebenenfalls für ästhetische Anforderungen seitens des Kunden vorhanden sind. Das Schöne der Micro-LED-Displays von Samsung ist, dass sie den gezeigten Inhalt an die jeweiligen Bildschirmformate und die Anzahl der eingesetzten Module automatisch anpasst. Während die Pixeldichte bei zusätzlich hinzugefügten Modulen unverändert bleibt, skalierten die Bildschirme jedoch den Inhalt hoch, wenn ihr mehrere Module hinzufügt. Das ist auf jeden Fall schon eine tolle Sache. Des Weiteren ist es natürlich so, wie ihr hier sehen könnt, die Module hängen direkt an der Wand. So kommen die Displays von Samsung gänzlich ohne Rahmen aus, ähnlich wie die OLED-Modelle der Marktbegleiter von Samsung. Im Ergebnis lassen sich also derartige Bildschirme elegant und nahtlos in anspruchsvolle Wohnumgebungen integrieren. Also man hat so natürlich auch wirklich ein Designobjekt im Wohnzimmer stehen.
The body of it is the same, which is a good thing in my opinion. The Mamba is so far the most comfortable mouse I've used, and this one doesn't change that. Its right-handed palm grip style fits perfect in my hands. Everything is located exactly where your fingers sit, so there's nothing uncomfortable about it. It feels really high quality in every aspect of it, no loose parts or anything like that. I believe it also has the perfect amount of weight for a mouse. There's no weight system like you may see in other mice, but there's no need for one when the mouse is well balanced. The grips on the sides feel very comfortable and, well, grippy. The scroll wheel also has a very good grip in my opinion. I often don't even notice the grip, but the one on the Mamba Elite feels extra good. The Mamba Elite has 9 programmable buttons, which include the left and right click, the 2 side buttons, the DPI up and down buttons on top of the mouse, and the scroll wheel's click. But wait, that's only 7. The scroll wheel can actually tilt to the sides, giving you an extra 2 buttons. I'm pointing that out because the Mamba, both the old and the new one, is the only mouse that I've owned that has this tilting scroll wheel. I don't realize how much I use it until I use a mouse that doesn't have it. This is useful for when you have multiple windows open and you need to scroll to the sides because part of the page got cut off. I don't use it while gaming, so it probably won't be a big deal for most people. All of those buttons can be remapped in the Razer Synapse software. In that software, there's also something called Hypershift. Now this is available in the older Mamba as well, and I'm pretty sure it's available on most Razer mice. I'm not completely sure how you use it, but essentially it adds buttons to your buttons. With Hypershift on, you can have the left click button be the left click button, and something else when you click it again. I haven't used it much, but it seems like an interesting idea that can possibly improve workflow or just make everything easier to access. And all of that should last you a good while because these Razer mechanical mouse switches can last up to 50 million clicks. They also sound great. Clicky, not too loud, but not too quiet. So yeah, good stuff from Razer. Here's a sound test for those of you who aren't interested. Moving on from that, I'm sure one thing caught your attention, the lighting. This mouse has the best lighting I've seen in a mouse, period. This has the exact same lighting area as the old Mamba, but this one does it so much better and you can tell right away. The older Mamba has a few lighting zones on the sides, and you can tell easily where each zone started and ended. The new Mamba makes that incredibly smooth by having more lighting zones. Now it just looks like one uninterrupted strip of light, and it looks great. You can go really in depth in customizing the lighting for this beauty in the Synapse software once again. If we look at the bottom side of the mouse, we're greeted with some pretty large gliding pads. These make the gliding experience incredibly smooth. I use it on the Razer Firefly mousepad, and it is some of the smoothest gliding I've experienced. Also, on the bottom side of the mouse, we have an unusual button. It's the profile button. With this button, you can save macros and other settings into profiles in Razer's cloud storage or on the mouse itself. The Mamba Elite does have a bit of storage built in, so you can save your settings with the profile button. This also works if the mouse has multiple users and you don't want to be going back and forth and changing the settings every time you want to use it, so that's good. And now to the biggest upgrade from the old Mamba, the sensor. The Mamba Elite comes equipped with the Razer's acclaimed 5G advanced optical sensor with true 16,000 dpi. Okay, I read that straight from the Razer's website. But it's true, it comes with an optical sensor, and although I don't think anyone uses it at 16,000 dpi, unless you're on crack, it's a really good sensor. Many reasons why the old Mamba received a lot of negativity was because of its laser sensor. Now I've had the old Mamba for over a year and it's just now starting to give me problems occasionally. People complain about the sensor freezing and stuff. All of that is gone with the optical sensor on the Elite. I've used the PC normally, I've edited videos, I've played Fortnite, and I've encountered no issues with this mouse so far. In fact, I feel like I've gotten some of the best feedback and accuracy on this mouse in comparison to other mice I've used. So I thought this mouse would have the potential to be among the very best. And well, now I know that it's the best mouse I've used. Maybe it's one of the best on the market. For the $90 price tag that the Razer Mamba sells for, you get the best lighting on any mouse, hands down, great comfort for your hands, one of the best, if not the best, sensor in a mouse, and the most important thing of all, stickers! I would definitely recommend this mouse to anyone.
I found it off of a YouTube video, and it's a very subtle effect. It kind of looks like ice fire, and you can see there's a very slight ripple effect, white, when you press a key. And I really quite enjoy using this just for regular use of the keyboard. At number 14 we have checkers black and yellow. This is an effect that I made by myself. It's kind of just like two overlapping checker effects, and it looks really cool. The timings are kind of weird. You can see there's a really slow black ripple on the keyboard, and if you press a bunch of keys, it looks really cool once the keys start to illuminate again, kind of in a random pattern. At number 13 we have crystalline. Now this I got from another YouTube video by the same guy who made Absolute Zero at the number 15 spot. This one does have a really short white reactive, as you can see, when you press keys, and it's just kind of, you know, more of a subtle effect, and I really like it. At number 12 we have Diamond Thing. This was an effect that I made by myself. It's kind of just like a wave, but it goes inward in a diamond shape. It's hard to see, but there is a little bit of a white reactive effect when you press the keys. Now this is the first effect I've downloaded from the Razer website. At number 11 we have Don't Know. I don't know why it's called that, it's just called Don't Know. You can see there's no effect when you press the keys, and it's just kind of really cool. There's two waves going on top of each other, and it makes for some really cool effects. Now at the number 10 spot we have Double Rainbow. This was also taken from the Razer website, and it just looks really cool how there's kind of like two overlapping rainbows that go into one another. At the number 9 spot we have Hacking the Matrix. This effect is really neat. It kind of, you know, it's based around the Matrix, and you can see there's this ripple effect on it. It just looks really cool, and it's good to impress your friends with. At number 8 on the list, here's another effect that I made. It's called Over the Hills. It was kind of inspired by a heart monitor at first, and I just kind of built upon that idea. There's no effects when you press any keys, but yeah, there's 3 waves involved in this, and it looks really cool. At the number 7 spot is a really cool effect that I got from the Razer website, but actually altered myself. This is Pac-Man. You can see there's a ghost on the right, and Pac-Man eating some dots in the center. There's actually 2 versions of this. Both of them I altered. Here's the second version. The dot is kind of more zoomed in and moving on the second version. I'm not really sure which one I like more, but you can download both of them and decide for yourself. At the number 6 spot we have Rainbow Madness. This was also from the Razer website. Similar to Double Rainbow, but this one has a ripple and it's a lot slower and more controlled looking. You can actually see individual rainbow waves in this one. And at the number 5 spot, one of my personal favorites, this is Red Black Pulse, also from the Razer website. It has a really cool ripple effect. It goes white and then black right away, and it's just very dim red. And it's very flashy and cool, and it looks awesome. At the number 4 spot, we have Scatterbrain, also from the Razer website. You can see it's kind of like a subtle effect, not very too noticeable, but where this profile really shines is in the ripple. It has a really slow ripple, but it's not a traditional ripple. You can see it kind of scatters all around the keyboard. I guess the name Scatterbrain, and it looks really cool once you press a bunch of keys at once. At the number 3 spot, we have Scorching Zero. Now this is kind of like a mix of fire and ice. You can see on the left is fire, the right is ice, and there is also a really cool ripple effect on here where it kind of merges the two across the keyboard. And yeah, this was from a YouTube video made by the first guy who did the first profile in this video. At the number 2 spot, we have Chromium Blue. This was also taken from a YouTube video made by the guy who did 15 and 13 in this video. Now you can see it's kind of just like a gray wave, very subtle, with this really nice slow blue ripple that goes over the whole keyboard, and it slowly fades away. It's really fun to use just for regular use of the keyboard. And at number 1 we have the Lines profile. This one was made by myself, it's just called Lines. And yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory.